Sweet Adamono TV. News at first hand.
All right, yeah, so good morning to our viewers. So today we are here on our live cyber threat map. So this should inform you that whenever you have this device with you, it's a highway. The three people say quantum point, it's a highway that can lead you to success, the same time can damage you. So you have to be aware about the threats online today. So you could see some exploit develop. You don't know if it's going to reach China because yes, there has been issues there. So what we have exploit develops here. We can see America also sending some also malwares around to India. Well, so that's how it looks like on the mega space. We could see that we have almost about 3 million attacks this morning. But today I want us to also zoom into Ghana. Let's see what is happening in Ghana. So then I go to this company that's Kepas. So let me try. Yeah, it's loading for me. Good. Oh, shut. Oh, it closed. I lost that system.
You lost it,
yeah, I lost that system. Also, wanted to see how the Ghana cyber threat looks like.
Are we looking okay?
Well, not too much okay. As I checked today, based on what was recorded, we had close to 107 malware attacks. That was from this morning, based on the data they have. And we should know that these are databases. So based on the report, and they now use the AI to also detect some of these threats. So when it comes to Ghana here, as the time I was checking, malware was on top in Ghana here. So we have malware. Definitely, if you check here, these guys here, Ghana should be somewhere here.
Yeah.
When you click on Ghana here, according to this very chart, you don't really get any database. So let me see Ghana. Okay, see, unavailable.
Okay.
So here they are not getting database on Ghana.
Okay.
So that is telling us the cyber guys, the threat intelligence guy, the exploit developers, and all the stakeholders could have a web database. Then we can also have our own, threat intelligence. Then it will inform the Ghanaian public what to expect in the coming days, in terms of the cyber space and these all threats happen.
So the 107 you mentioned, does that mean it's developed internally, like
so
not coming from?
So these ones are internal attacks,
okay.
and I know it's more, but this was what the AI was able to develop,
Okay.
and I'm saying that AI is based on database.
Yeah.
So it's based on database, and they are able to gather data. That's how this threat intelligence works.
Yeah.
So based on how people are reporting, so if the National Cybersecurity Authority combine their database to the Ghana Police Cyber Department, we have all other role players collecting data, then they can able to detect to see how the threat really looks like. And I'm not quite surprised to see maybe fintech fraud. That is the mobile money fraud still arising. And now I'm not surprised to see malware attacks that is coming from Trojans, whereby they are mimicking legitimate apps to create these fraudsters. So this is how it looks like on the space today.
You were mentioning the fact that AI is like databases and all that. From what I understand, it's like you are training machines in order to learn systems, and then they can speak to you like they are human beings.
Exactly.
That's like artificial intelligence. Am I right when I say something?
Yeah, you are right. So AI has really traveled, So it started from the AI, artificial intelligence, and it's simple where you said that we gather data, or we train machines to think or behave like what human beings could do. So you see the AI, artificial intelligence, you have the AI, artificial intelligence. Then we came to ML, machine learning. That's where we saw the robotics, we saw machines speaking, hi, I'm AI, we saw that coming through. Then we developed down to NN, that's the neural network. We had Elon Musk developing some chips so that the human beings, all those things. Then we came to the deep technology. That's where the models their models are trained to take decision by themselves whilst they are acting upon the job. So if you look at the new model that was developed by DeepSeek, kind of use the reinforcement structure. So based on the existing one, can able to rethink it through and able to make patterns, decisions, and then bring their result to you. Then currently, where the world is going to is the agentic AI. Agentic AI. And now see, the agentic AI is very powerful. Just imagine that I run, let's say, a construction company. Right. So this company, I want to do a social media post. I want to do digital marketing. I'll look for a digital marketer. Oh, I have to do that. So the agentic AI will just, okay, I want to develop a post. I want to promote my construction business. It will go through maybe your gallery, pick the best picture that will suit the audience,
develop
the content for you, go to TikTok, post it on TikTok, use the best caption, that too, because it's learning based on the caption trending. It uses such captions. Then after that, it posts for you, do the analysis for you. Go to Meta, go to Facebook, sign up with your PIN card, your PIN, deduct some money to do promotion for you, promote it, do analysis for you, 48 hours, print to you that based on these things, this is how what your business can do, or this how far your business has come to. And that is an AI that is able to, so we were in the SaaS, software as a service.
Okay.
Now we are coming to the RAAS, result as a service.
Oh,
so now the AI, they want result. That's where they are developed. So we're looking at a future whereby one person sits behind a system and is like automatically controlling a lot of services at a time. And that's where we get into the AI. So you see the movement to where we are now.
Yeah. I even think it should be going up because it just keeps galloping. It just keeps galloping. We have a lot of AI models now. They have the Meta AI, Gemini, Open AI, which a lot of people are using because they have the ChatGPT and everything. And now DeepSeek comes into the picture, and then all of a sudden Open AI is relegated to the background.
It's good, man.
So 9 years ago, why is it making?
So 9 years ago we had OpenAI. OpenAI has been around for 9 years. That's when they established a US-based company, and then they started this AI stuff. So then we were hit on the market by a system called chatbot, ChatGPT, that can really do everything for me, write my article for me, write stories for me. It's like, this is the end of the world, man. It's a game changer.
Movies and series and songs and everything.
Come on, it was doing a lot for us. So the Chinese people were sitting there and watching. Do you know one thing? The Americans, because the OpenAI is for Americans, because they were training their models, they used close to $100 million to train these models. Hence, now, if you look at, let me show you something. When I go to ChatGPT right now, look at it. The pro version now is $200 per month.
For a month?
Per month. So this one, looking at how our CD looks like, around 15 plus, you are close paying around 3,000, 4,000. How
and
many
can for a month?
For a month, every month. And the reasons are quite simple, because they are spending so much in developing their models. Now, when it comes to model development, so that is here. So then they developed this. Chinese people came in. Sorry, the chat, so it's closing. So they developed what we call the DeepSeek. We're going to go into the DeepSeek and we see the capabilities of this DeepSeek and see what this DeepSeek can do. But when it comes to the AI area, when you're looking at the model, so developing models, they go through a sequence. So we gather the data, they collect data. So what data? We're talking about text, pictures to train the models. Now, so they process these data and then they train the data. So they train the data. So after training the data using algorithms, after training the data, they do fine tuning. They fine tune to see that, okay, the model they train, it's responding. Then they bring it to the market. Now, but when it comes to DeepSeek is doing something good.
Which is?
I want us to look at this comparison first before we come here. Now, look at something. DeepSeek versus ChatGPT. Now, DeepSeek, what I want you to understand here is that I just want you to see DeepSeek is using the reinforcement learning, the RL.
So, you mentioned that earlier.
So it's using a reinforcement model based on the existing models to really train their model. So if you look at it, look at something here. They trained this model within 55 days.
How is that possible?
It's possible because they were using reinforcement.
Okay.
Then the cost of it cost them 5.5 million.
You mentioned 100 million for ChatGPT.
Okay, that's it here. So somebody will say, DK Cyber, I'm just mentioning the figures. Here is it. They estimated 100 million for training their model.
So is it 100 million plus? 100 million plus training cost?
Plus training cost. So it is the figure here is 100 million plus. And ChatGPT spent that, and then the DeepSeek spent 5.5 million. Look at the difference. Do the calculation, balance it, subtract it, and let's see where we are going. Because
that's been one of their main selling points, isn't it? The fact that they are cost effective.
And not only that, it's now open source. And do you know what that means to us? Why should we be happy as people of Ghana or Ghanaian? That's where we're coming from, and look at what it does and all these ethics behind it. Now, if you look at the DeepSeek, because it's cost effective, it's also open source. What that means that if those time I'm a normal company and I want to develop an AI system, I need to train a model. And guess what? Training a model, if you look at ChatGPT currently, if you look at how they train this model, they use almost about 1.5 million barrels of water a day to keep their database. You heard me right. They use water, almost about 1.5 million gallons of water to keep their database. That means that they have a bigger data center. Are you asking me why water can solve AI or be AI? They use the water to cool their systems. Right, so it passed through a coolant, then it cools their service because of the high use of it. Now, this water base, so that means that Ghana here, we are not anywhere close in terms of building such data centers, right? But look at something now, because now DeepSeek has released them and is an open source. You and I can go to GitHub, we can download them, retrain them, and now we have a model developed to fine-tune, to customize it, to see it into our project that we are doing here. So that is some of the importance of the DeepSeek. So, okay, sure. So it will load for us. So let wait. Okay, sure. So it's loading. So if you look at DeepSeek,
the people at the top can just specify us. So
yeah, sure. So let we go to DeepSeek here. So if you go to DeepSeek, I wanted to see what you can do, what advantage you can take of this DeepSeek now. If you look at the DeepSeek, if you're looking at the comparison algorithms, I wanted to show you a sheet here. On the mathematics sheet, it can reason far better than the ChatGPT, the latest one, O or 0.
With 4.0.
Yes, 4.0. Yeah. So it can reason because that has almost around 90. I have the chart to show you, and still that is still free. So the good news here is that as a user, I have been on ChatGPT for almost about 6-7 months now, $20. So every month I've been paying ChatGPT $20. But guess what? You didn't
go for the $200 one.
No, oh my brother. So guess what? Just yesterday I had to deactivate my credit card from ChatGPT because I've gotten a relatively the same thing that is free. You know what I mean? And even now with that, I can even install that on my local server. So if you go to a platform that we call the LM Studio, you can actually install the DeepSeek locally. If you have like 16 gig RAM, you can now have even offline. You can use your DeepSeek, and this is a mind blowing. And if you look at their score rate in terms of information gathering and other getting you to this morning, I was having a conversation with my AI. Now I'm coming to you. How would this help you as a farmer? So you watching me, why is this guy talking about all these things? What is it? Now it's going to change the game. I always say that whatever you want to do, I go to DeepSeek. I ask DeepSeek, acting as my financial consultant, acting as my lecturer, my science lecturer, acting as some, like, you know what? So I say acting as something. So acting as my cybersecurity professional. Do you know what? Train me on how to become a certified cybersecurity. Give me the guidelines. It shows you based on the current and the real things that you need. It guides you. So if you're a farmer, you can also ask based on. You can just ask DeepSeek. You can just go to Play Store, App Store, and just download the DeepSeek. You just log in. Right now, it was released 27th. In the evening, we saw that the system was the login page had crashed because a lot
of people, the traffic,
not
and
even that cyber attacks was on them.
Oh, really?
So they were only accepting login details from China.
Oh, okay.
So what you can do is that when you have a Google email sign in, you can just say sign up for, right? So, but I will advise you that create a new Gmail account and say sign in with. Why? Because we'll be talking about the privacy of it, because it's relying on a database in China.
So if there's a data breach or something,
and we know.
It's good you mentioned that because you realized last year there were a lot of concerns about banning TikTok in the US because the company doesn't originate
and
from
Donald Trump said, I'll have negotiated.
Exactly. And then this year, in the first few weeks or so, they actually banned it.
That's 19th.
Yeah, and then it came back again before Donald's inauguration and everything. So now DeepSeek is also coming from China.
Exactly.
And China with their government policy, it's like they are more private as compared to the US when it comes to giving out information and stuff like that. So a lot of security concerns are being raised. Like, can we trust DeepSeek, and even the name DeepSeek, like it's seeking deeply. Like, can we trust?
Even if you go to China and you do analysis, I've been following international news about this. Even if you go to China, though it is not even their top AI companies. Oh.
Really?
This company was developed for 1 year ago, and their main idea was into crypto mining. So they have some reserves of tokens, and they decided to create a model that came up by DeepSeek. So if you are looking like, so me, I feel that it hit them as a blow. And now they have really escalated, and now because America was saying that China is less than 2-3 years in terms of AI. Why? Because NVIDIA that provide them the processor or the chips for these things to run on, they stopped providing them some chips because America wants to be out there, you know. But now that they have been able to bring something like this, like Chinese company has led the chart. And that's what it affected all the stock market, because you were saying that
something like that.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
So NVIDIA lost some.
NVIDIA lost close to 600 billion on the stock market, and like 17% downgrade on the stock market.
Yeah, that's the highest, like
that's the ever highest.
They've ever seen.
You know, because
will it get worse?
Well, for that, I'm not really a stock person, so that one I leave it to the stock guys to decide on what it will feel like. But looking at it from this angle. Now, you saw Donald Trump saying that I'm giving them 500 million into the AI system to really, you know, be able to meet the competition and also develop this thing at a low cost. The whole thing is that the AI system was like a monopoly something in America. Yeah. It was like Americans were leading the whole thing. It was like monopoly, so everything is coming from AI. Just you start mentioning them, Gemini, AI, all of them were coming. All of them were coming from America. So seeing China doing something like this, cyber threats are going to go on them. But another thing here is that the database they are keeping, the data, I have always been saying this and that companies, organizations need to develop AI policies, the use of AI in organization. And I give you a simple scenario. We are in competition. We do all cybersecurity. And then my staff is asking, maybe Cyber One Defense, we cannot do A, B, C, D. Can you propose how we can do A, B, C, D? That has been fed onto their patterns of database, because they said that they train based on the requests they are getting. Good. Now you, company B, go and say that what can Cyber One Defense, what can Cyber One not do, or what are their challenges? Yeah. What do you think? They will definitely provide what I gave them. The
information you have given them, because they didn't know initially, but now that you fed it to them, now they have it in the data.
You understand? Yeah. Right now, try to ask something about DeepSeek by yourself. You may know, but you can actually train the DeepSeek right now. Yeah. Give the DeepSeek by yourself. Yeah. Jay is that GTV boy. One of the top-notch presenter in Ghana. You know, you give it that details and ask. Just give yourself some time. Go and ask DeepSeek who is that
then
GTV
I'll
boy.
Give you a tailor like
so if I go and put in that GTV boy is a quote unquote something.
I get
you get where we are going to.
Yeah. But you know, it's like there are some. I was reading some of the news articles, and then they are saying OpenAI, for instance, is saying DeepSeek is using the research it has done over the years in order to power DeepSeek. Like it's getting information from them to run its system.
The thing here is that in the space we all copy ourselves and we enhance it, we modernize it, we make it better.
There's some truth to that.
Oh yes, because if you ask DeepSeek, where are you getting? I'm from ChatGPT. So it's enhancement. That's what I'm saying. They are using reinforcement of a database or a model collected, and it's a game. So if they can do that, why didn't you do that? And you're spending so much in developing these models. And now the point here is that you sit there, it's like you are not concerned about this, right? But the fact here is that we are going to pay $200 a month because of the high. Because it didn't start like that. Yeah. The pro version was $25. Yeah. That's where it started from. Yeah. It was 20 against 25.
And
but now
they
move it to because of the high cost in terms of training these models. Yeah. And now these models are now they are saying that OpenAI is using 200. You know, they need $200 a month, right? And those times, to guess what? It was only few tech giant company like Microsoft. They were able to get the premium license from the OpenAI because it was that expensive. Yeah. So Ghana company who want to do AI, who want to now start AI development, and he can't go and purchase that. But now because of DeepSeek, we can have the open source.
Hey, does that mean they don't charge for DSS yet?
Is it
DeepSeek? Does that mean they don't charge?
for now it's free? And that's what I'm saying that
it even has more information.
You see, when I realized I was this, and I just went to download it and I installed it. It was almost about 19 gig. It was also almost about 19 gig. Have installed it. So even if they should take it off from the distance, I still have it on my computer. I'll be using it locally. Thank you, man. That's a smart move, man. You see, you don't give Slight a chance. Like, do you know how far you have come?
But David, that's what's scary for me. The fact that it's free, and then we can't really trace. Like, we know it's from China and everything, and it's like it just came up sort of.
You see, right now we are talking about continental banter. We are talking about country bantering country. Africa, we are left at, well, we always are farming, so we don't go there to technology yet. We get there, or always are politics, right? We are not there yet. But the technology countries are bad. I'm also expecting some from Korea, I'm expecting some from Russia. Because right now they want to say that America is not always powerful. Though the chips are coming from NVIDIA, they provide but Chinese have ways to do things. And it's not shocking because iPhone, where do you say iPhone comes from? But they do the assembly at work.
They assemble it. I get you.
You get the point.
But you know, back in the day when the Americans during the race to get to the moon first and everything, before Neil Armstrong went, they're this Sputnik astronauts in terms of from Russia who were flying around the world. So they beat them in terms of satellites around. And so people are describing the DeepSeek as something similar. And so, like, looking into the future, what does this mean for OpenAI, Google, and stuff like that?
So right now, the good thing here is that they were not selfish. They have released the open source. So now, I believe that for 3 days now, it started from 27th. So 2-3 days now, I believe the developers of OpenAI, they are learning on the models that DeepSeek used. So it's about learning from each other. It's not really fight, so we learn from each other. So I believe that now they have learned and now they are going to provide, because the whole world want to be able to use these chatbot at a lower cost. So if you go to, I had a platform here, or Future Tools, right? So if you go to, you can just go to futuretools.ai or .io. It gives you all the AI systems that we have, because it's something that we are encouraging people to use. So why do we make it such expensive for people to use? So it kind of give it to some kind of people to be able to use. But I'm saying that AI has come to help you and I. So wherever you are watching me from, I don't know what you are into, but remember that AI can help you in whatever you are doing, in raising, because now sometimes the stress around makes you not raising up very well. I'm not saying that you're not able to reason up, but sometimes I wake up being mad at myself. I wake up being exhausted. I wake up, call my phone, I see messages coming, DK Cyber, DK Cyber this, DK Cyber, and I'm frustrated right from the morning. So if I don't have some model to think for me, do you think?
Basically, time no day. Time no day. And I'm reading about the Future Tools, and it says it collects and organizes all the best AI tools, so you too can become superhuman. There's AI detection, chat for fun, generative code, aggregators, copywriting, gaming. There's a whole lot. So futuretools.io.
Exactly. So we have that. So I'm saying that let's take advantage of this DeepSeek. Right now, it's free. And you can also install it on local servers.
But is that not how they hook us? They make it free for some time, and then once they get you, then they start charging you the $200 and whatnot. Exactly.
But if you look at how much they spend in developing this, if they would charge us, they wouldn't charge us more than what OpenAI is doing. You understand? And
that's 5.5 million.
Exactly. So we know you. So if you come and do, we know that, guys, Charlie, you want to take advantage of it. So we go back to your source code and use it. So Ghana here can work on that source code. Then we can do Ghana Deep. You understand? Yes, work on that source code. Let's do Ghana Deep. My tech guys, come together. Let's do Ghana Deep. You based on their source code. Let's make Ghana proud, man. Let's also do something. It's not always China. I was thinking, come on, if this thing was coming from Ghana, look at what Ghana would have been on the map.
Charlie, I'm sure now that China has entered the game, like you said, Russia and everyone else, like most of the top countries, UK and everything, they also want to bring their own models.
Don't forget Ghana too, we are also entering.
Oh, we didn't even make it to AFCON, but let's see how it goes.
This is a punchline.
That was just by the way. So anyway, we talking DeepSeek AI. Yes, it's a game changer. It's new, it's free and everything. So take advantage of it while you still can. David Jedu, our cybersecurity expert, was here and taking us through that as well. And later on we'll show a lot more coming up. The headlines, conversations on Batu Adam the First project, and there's public interest as well. And there's something very special coming up for Keep an Eye. So don't go